Alright, so for today, I have a video for a game I've actually been, wanting to play for, like, probably a decade. It's nothing huge, but it's by a developer I really like called Milkstone Studios. These days, I'd probably say they're more known for, Ziggurat and stuff like White Noise 2. But back when this came out, they were, like, all over the Xbox, like, 360 Live indie game section with stuff like Avatar Ninja and Zombie Football Carnage and Firing Range. Stuff like that. Like, they were one of the best developers, like, in that little indie game section that the 360 used to have. And this is one of their games called Little Racer Street, which I've always heard is really, really good. So we're going to give it a go. See what's going on with it. Let's buy us a car and just kind of wing it, you know? I kind of want the bus, not going to lie. We're going to go with the bus. Screw it. We good? Let's go for it. By Isometric Racer, I've heard nothing but, like, actually, like, pretty good things about this game. I've heard it's pretty fun. And I believe it. So we're gonna give it a fair bash. It handles fine, for what it is. But yeah, I've always liked Milkstone Studios. They've always been, like, a really, really cool developer. And actually one of the first developers that, like, actually ever talked to me with anything ever. It was a long time ago. It wasn't like anything like big and official, but they were like one of the first developers to ever acknowledge my existence. Probably like 8 years ago, which was really cool. Because I've always been like a pretty big fan of their games. And I do like me a nice isometric racer here and there. So we do got Nitro. The controls are actually not bad. Graphically, it's fine because this is a really cheap game when it came out. And right now we are playing the PC version. It works fine on modern operating systems. Picked up my controller just fine. Went right up to 1440p, no problem. So yeah, that's pretty nifty. It works just as advertised. Is this game doing anything to blow me away right now? Not at all, but like this is just solid. And I think that's kind of like what Milkstone Studios usually does, is I don't think they really ever make anything mind-blowing. They just make really, really solid games. I still want to play Ziggurat. I never got around to that one. But it always looked pretty nifty. That's like the roguelike. That's basically a first-person mage almost sort of thing. Like you have a staff, you get spells, you die, you know, you go back to the start, whatever. It came out a long time ago. Let's do this one. And that one looked really cool. But I always loved by this developer a game called Avatar Ninja. It was super fun. If you've never seen Avatar Ninja or Avatar Ninja 2, I would suggest looking up gameplay for it. It's just one of those games where you mash one button and you gotta have quick reflexes. And just kind of dodge things on screen. I used to get really into competing on the leaderboards for that with a friend. So that was a good time. Yeah, I think I saw like a picture for a thing called Infinity Danger. I remember that game being pretty cool too. I just like little indie developers like from around this time, before the indie scene really, really blew up. I should make a video on one of their other games called White Noise 2, but I don't know if anyone plays it anymore. But that was a cool asymmetrical horror game. That came out quite a while ago. I barely ever played the first one, and second one I did a few matches of. And for what it is, it's fun, you know? I wouldn't call it terrifying, I wouldn't call it mechanically, you know, superior to anything else in the market now. But you can definitely get some fun out of it if you can find lobbies for it. But I don't think there's a ton of players for it anymore. I know you can get games in it still, at certain times, but when those times are, I'm not sure. But anyways, back to this game now that I've done about 2 races. So far this actually feels pretty good. Again, it's not blowing me away. I do think it looks nice. It's not blowing me away by any stretch, like in the graphic department. Like even when this came out, it probably would not have blown me away. But it's not really meant to. And the gameplay, for me driving in a bus, it goes, you know, it goes. There's my really, really awesome critical breakdown. But no, going around corners is nice. The nitro works very well. This track design is not bad. Sure, I failed this miserably, but I probably should upgrade my bus a bit. So let's do that. Not bad. So how do I upgrade this? Upgrade. So let's just go for like base upgrades all over here. Okay. Wait, do I actually have this like almost all maxed? This actually might almost all be maxed already. That's quick. Let's see if that makes a big difference or not. Let's try it. Avocar suitable. Oh no, I went up to D class? Oh, I didn't mean to go all the way up to D class. Oh shit. Alright. That's why there's a downgrade button. Okay. But yeah, so far this is just a very... Oh, that's not a turn. What am I doing? So far this is a very just generic isometric racing game. Now when I say generic, I don't mean that in a bad way by any stretch, because sometimes being like bog standard is not a bad thing. And innovation in terms of doing an isometric racer like this, there's really not much room, I don't feel like. Not anymore. But this is just a very basic, kind of like street racing game. The car selection seem rather cool. I do enjoy this bus quite a bit. I kind of go for like the cars that no one really wants to go for in racing games, I feel like. Or the ones that really want to have like nice wheels in a racing game. I'm like, yeah, give me the bus, give me the Mini Cooper, let's go in a Volkswagen Beetle, why not? That's the kind of person I am. Unless I got like a Lamborghini Murcielago. Or a Shelby. Or a Mustang. I'm a sucker for like some sport cars and whatnot, or your traditional sort of, this is a good racing car sort of thing. But otherwise, I always kind of go for the more meme-tastic choice. And this old van, it's doing it for me. I just noticed too, there's a damage meter underneath my speed. I wonder how much damage plays into this, and if it just ends the race if I crash too much. I do wonder. Also, if you hear a dog in the background barking, my bad. Dogs bark. It's what they do. They do it a lot. I'll take second place. But yeah, so far I'm pretty impressed. I didn't expect this game to be, you know, great, and it's not great, but I didn't think it was going to be, like, above average. I would just put this in the solid good line, you know? This is where I can honestly say, you know what, this is good. So now we're all upgraded in the bus. Let's do another race in this bus. Let's go for... let's do this one. It's a 2-lap, but it's big laps, it looks like.
3, 2.
Now, my only thing with this is there going to be a lot of lasting power with this game? That's what I'm thinking about right now. Like, could I foresee this game having some lasting power? And for that, to answer you, I honestly don't know. I feel like this is a game like I'll play for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and be like, I got my full value out of this. I'm not sure if this is going to be something I'd want to commit a lot of time to. Unless there's people playing it online still, because apparently this game had a pretty, hop-in online component at one point. And I can see that. The whole isometric racing genre, there's really not much in terms of online racing for that. I know there's been a few in recent years, but I would assume this might be towards the top, because the controls are pretty tight in this. Like, this controls very well, and you barely have to brake. You don't even really have to brake. Like, I'm drifting in a bus, which for some people actually might be a huge negative, mind you. There might be some people that go, why would you want to drift in a bus? That's not racing. But you know what? Screw it. Cool. Do I have enough to, like, actually buy a good car now? Ooh, some of these are millions of credits. Some of these are pricey. In fact, if I want to buy, like, just a starter D-class car, I need, like, 80,000 credits. I'm looking at hundreds of thousands, too, if I want something beyond. Let's try this.
3, 2, 1, go.
So I can definitely see maybe there being some lasting power in this if you really want to get all the cars and do all the events, maybe? Because millions of credits sounds like a lot. That sounds like quite the grind. For me, though, I feel like, again, I could put about, like, an hour and a half, 2 hours in this and be content. But so far, soundtrack's good enough, it's serviceable. Again, graphically looks good, control-wise it's fun, it's pure arcade. Like, I'm doing a wheelie in a bus, and I almost just did, like, a nice drift around that. It was a nice drift, I should say, outside of the whole crashing bit, which kind of invalidates it. Whatever. All I know is that video games are fun, and I am having fun with this video game right now. And if you give old Video Maker here a fun game, chances are I like the game. I'm not the most picky person with games, which might make me a terrible critic, or maybe it might make me a decent one, because I just kind of judge every game on its own merits, for the most part. Sometimes I'll compare. In fact, I always compare to other games, but I always judge this game, like, on their own merits. But I love seeing what, you know, certain games draw inspiration from. That's my big thing. But I do think this game is pretty cool. 5 lap? That must be really tiny laps then. And I do see inspirations for this game, right? Like, I do feel like they may have drawn some inspiration out of stuff like Micro Machines and whatnot. Rock and Roll Racing. I think that's obvious, but I feel like those are the kind of the games that, like, everyone draws inspiration from when it comes to isometric racers. But you can kind of feel it here. But this game feels as retro racer as it comes for the most part. That's not a bad thing at all. Okay. What I appreciate too is just how quick you get into the action with this. There is no hand-holding, little tutorial saying what everything is, because a lot of racing games feel like they have to do that now, which drives me nuts, because a lot of games kind of go the dirt route, or the grid route, where it's like, here's your home base, here's your starter car, here are all the clubs, here's the big map, select what race you want to do on the map, get first place and win. Use your money to buy stuff here. Try this event instead. This event's slightly different. Herp-a-derp. So, like, every racing game tutorial feels the same, and I'm so used to it in every game now. So just having a game where I can say, I want to do career mode. Okay, buy a car. Okay, I'm done. I would like to race now. Okay, here's the map. Pick any race you want. Done. Like, I can appreciate that. Basically, what I'm saying is I'm kind of sick of tutorials in racing games. I know how a racing game works now. I've played enough of them. So always having the tutorial shoved down my throat, it's like, ugh. So I'm just kind of glad this game just trusts you as a player to know to press career mode and buy a car. Certain games just don't really need tutorials, but it feels like this is just like an off-tangent rant now. It's not even about Little Racer Street anymore. But like every game feels the need these days to have like such a big long tutorial because, you know, they've stopped doing instruction manuals. They treat everyone like an idiot. Like press WASD to move in a first-person shooter, left click to shoot. It's like we don't no competent player needs that. Just give them like a little text file if need be. I've got so sick of tutorials. And, like, what's really drawn that is I played through Ninja Gaiden Sigma, I finished it up earlier. And for a hardcore, difficult 3D spectacle fighter focusing heavy on blocking and dodging and stuff, there was almost no tutorial on that. They're like, press square, you hit stuff. Press triangle, you hit stuff harder. Hold this button to block. Now don't die. Bam, done. So I can kind of appreciate when a game throws you to the wolves sometimes. Especially like when it's a very familiar genre. Like, I really appreciate it when games do that. And some still do. Not a lot. It feels like that's kind of like a dying concept now. Dude, I want the McFlamey car, because obviously I'm not going to get 300,000 by the time I'm done with this video. There's 41 cars as well. Okay. Snowy weather, let's try it out. Let's see if it makes a big difference or not. Yeah, tutorials bug me now. Like, I know it's a necessary evil, but I feel like way too many games take the piss of tutorials now. I usually, I think it's like the one thing that kind of like turns me off from even playing games in my spare time. Because, for those who only watch the YouTube, I am a full-time streamer. And I just do videos on the side for fun. I don't really promote these or anything. I just kind of go like, you know what, let's share games. Let's share my thoughts. So like, between recording and streaming 7 nights a week, I don't have much time to like play games in my own time. And one of the things that kind of keeps me away from playing single-player games in my own time, like when I actually do have time, if I do want to play through a story, I don't want to put up with the tutorial, because I'm like, I have an hour to play a game. The opening tutorial is probably 90 minutes. Do I really just want to play a game for 2 days straight only doing the tutorial? Probably not. So I'm playing games off stream now. It just tends to be online FPS. Occasionally a visual novel, maybe. Or pinball. Or a fighting game. I feel like fighting games do tutorials the best because they assume everyone knows how to play a fighting game. If you want to learn, they have a big tutorial menu, usually with like 30,000 different lessons that will confuse you and break your mind. So I can appreciate like fighting games like approach to stuff. Like, I don't think I've ever played a fighting game that went press Y to punch, press YYB to do a 3-hit combo, hold back to block. I feel like that's the one genre that they're just the one genre that assumes the player base knows how to play. And to go back on the point, I like when like games of familiar genres just automatically assume. Like, I didn't have to look at the controls for this game. I figured out, oh, there's nitro. Oh, right trigger's gas. Stuff like that. That was probably just a weird tangent, honestly. And people are probably like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Look, I don't even know, man. 12:30 p.m. All I've ate so far today is a frozen dinner. And that was hours ago, so I'm probably going to make myself something after I make this video. I'm just saying words. Saying words and enjoying this game a lot more than I thought I would. Let's put it like that. I actually completely forgot I own this too. And as much as I hate the new Steam update, like I hate the new Steam update, but the one thing I do enjoy is the fact that I can just sort stuff by store tags in my own library. Because I've been doing custom tagging on my games for years, but I've kind of slacked the last, like, 2 years on doing that. So I had, like, a mess of, like, probably 400, 500 games untagged, and some stuff, like, mislabeled because I got lazy. And I completely forgot I owned this game. Completely forgot, but then I typed in, like, racing into, like, the Steam tag finder in my library, and it's like, Little Racer Street, you own this. And I was like, cool, I do own this, don't I? Feels good, man. So if nothing else, at least the Steam update gave me that. Because I hate the new library design and all that stuff. It also broke my theme, because I use a custom theme called Metro. And it sort of still works, but not really. Like, I just hate, like, the new library page. It's really, really laggy and slow. Especially on games that have just a lot of games I have like a lot of friends with. In fact, or a lot of friends that play. In fact, I'll actually give a demonstration in the middle of a Little Racer Street video, because screw it, it's my channel. I'll show you what drives me insane with the Steam update. So look, here's like Steam, right? Like it's fine. I can go highlight whatever. If I want to go to like discussions, I totally can. Bam. But if I go to like Dead by Daylight, look how long it takes to load this up, first of all. Look at this. And then when it does load up, I'm scrolling. It's just laggy. Look at me highlighting games, and look at like how slow like the highlight bar is. In fact, you probably can't even tell because I don't have the mouse capture cursor capturing. Now you can see it's so laggy. Like when I go into like a game where I have like a lot of friends that play it, it's always like this, and I always assume Steam's just crashing. But I think it's because it's trying to load probably like 300 friends' data. And it's like, come on. But if I go to like something like Pinball FX2, or like 8-Bit Bayonetta, or Kind Words, I'm like, cool. Like everything's snappy again, but like certain games that a lot of my friends have played, if I even dare highlight them, just slow Steam down to a crawl. And it's like, I don't need like all this different information, you know? Like I don't need like the update information here. Like I would just click the news tab. I don't need to know my achievements right here. I don't need to know all the DLC I own. Like, I can just right-click the game if I want that, and go to properties, and be like, DLC, and like, hey, look at all the stuff I own. I buy a lot of DOA 6 stuff. People are probably judging me. Like, I don't need all this stuff. But, yeah, I don't like the new Steam update. Anyways, back to Little Racer Street. I have 80k. Can I buy, like, anything good with that? You know what? Let's buy this, because I'm almost done with the video. Rush. Oh, I can paint it? Oh, cool. Ew, you got like a dual stick painter. That's actually really convenient. That's really convenient. That's actually really nice. Sweet. That's nice. Let's try out this new car. Do like another race or two before I call it. But yeah, back on Little Racer Street now that I've played it for like 20 minutes. It's great. This is actually pretty great. I feel like everything's fairly clearly defined. Sometimes I do crash into walls because I zone a little bit. But the tracks look good. The tracks play good. These cars control well. I'm reminded so much of like older isometric racing games. I keep falling for that. The nitrous isn't stupid. Like, it's there, it's effective, but it's not stupid. The AI doesn't seem to rubber band hardcore. I don't think it's like they rubber band hardcore. I just think they stay very, very competitive with you. Which I guess would technically maybe be rubber banding. But so far, like, I don't feel like I'm getting cheated in these races, which is nice. At least not yet. Yeah, so far, everything seems to be in order here. It looks like you get money at a decent enough pace. And I think for what this is, I forget how much it costs. I'll check the price before I'm done. It seems pretty worth it, honestly. I can't remember if I bought this in a bundle. I think I bought this in a bundle. I think. Because I'm 99.9% sure I did not get this from a dev. I don't think they sent this to me. I'm basically 100% sure of that. If they did, it would have been like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, if not more. Yeah, there's not a chance they sent me this. So I probably got it in a bundle, because I don't think I bought this separately. Oh, if you do like harder difficulty, you get like a credit bonus. Cool. Cool. Well, let's try out this car, because now it's a C-class car, so let's try out a C-class race. Let's do one more race.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, so far so good. I'm I'm not gonna say I'm pleasantly surprised, because I knew this game going into it was actually gonna be pretty good. I just trust this developer for the most part. With basically every game they make, I can usually be assured that there's like some sort of quality control to it. Like I said, like I'm a pretty big fan of this developer from everything I've played. Nothing spectacular from them, but for the most part, everything's very, you know, well thought out, well made. I've had so little issues with Milkstone, so I kind of knew going into this it was going to be pretty good. In fact, remember another racing game they made called Motor Heat? I remember playing that one quite a bit. I remember nothing about it, but I do remember enjoying that one too. But yeah, this developer, pretty good, and just everything about this game so far just kind of clicks. Again, now that I've had some time put into it, I don't think it's a game that I would put more than like 2 or 3 hours into. But, I am highly enjoying myself for now. The game's also definitely getting a little bit more tricky. And by a little bit more tricky, I mean like a lot of bit more tricky. But yeah, we just got 6th place. My car is barely a C-class, so I kind of expected that. Yeah, that's Little Racer Street. Now, okay, so there's no one online. I'm gonna check a few things before we wrap up this. Let me see, do people still play this game? The answer to that is... Hold. Steam charge just broke. People still play this. Doesn't really look like it, no. Yeah, because only 2 players in game right now, and I'm one of them. 24-hour peak of 3, all-time player peak is 183. Yeah, it's looking like this game maybe at most peaks at like 3 to 4 players online. So yeah, you're probably not going to find an online game in this, which is what it is. And how much does the game cost? Let's also address that, so I can see if I can put my my recommendation out for this or not. Let's see. How much you asking for, Milkstone? What is the haps on the Steam page? $5.99 US. You know, that's pretty fair, and you get a 4-pack for like 18 bucks. If you want to go that route and play it with friends, I guess. Yeah, not bad. For 6 bucks? This is worth 6 bucks, I think. Like, I would not have problems paying 6 bucks for this. It's a couple hours of fun. Now, are there, like, actual leaderboards? Overall, yeah, there are leaderboards. Okay. If you want to, like, compete against people. Interesting. Alright. Cool. So if you want to go for, like, leaderboard best times, you totally can. We got a full racing career. We got 40, like, how many cars we got? 41 cars to get. You could do quick races if you want to. It just throws you right in a race, apparently. No rhyme or reason. Okay. Daily challenges. Oh. You can do dailies. Okay. There's a free roam. What? I just roam around like no racetrack? And go wherever? Oh, that's really cool. Like, it's kind of pointless, I think. But hey, they let you race around the entire city they base all the tracks on? That's really cool. Not many games would do that, I don't feel like. Cool. So I guess if you really want to get a feel for the car or something, you totally can. That's really nice, actually. This game seems to be pretty feature complete. Yeah, no qualms here. That's Little Racer Street. It's actually pretty damn good. A game that's gonna blow you away? No, not at all, but it's solid. So thank you for listening to me rant on as I play this. Y'all have a lovely day, and toodles, y'all.